day everyone, especially to you sir. Today we are going to discuss on Module 1 entitled Introduction to Information and Communication Technology. And before that, let me present to you the objectives for this module. After successful completion of this module, the student can be able to first, demonstrate a sense of readiness for the upcoming semester. Second, identify their learning outcomes and expectations for the course. Third, recognize their capacity to create new understandings from reflecting on the course. And last, know the role and importance of ICT. So we are going to talk about on Lesson 1, Information Communication Technologies. And now let's start our discussion first about the history of ICT. History of ICT. ICT or Information and Communications Technology or technologies is the infrastructure and components that enable modern computing. So, when we say ICT, it is the integration of information processing, computing, and communication technologies to changing the way we learn and we live in this society. ICT or Information and Communication Technologies deals with the uses of different communication technologies such as mobile phones, telephones, internet, and others to locate, send, save, and edit information. Although there is no single universal definition of ICT, the term is generally accepted to mean all devices, networking components, applications, and systems, such as businesses, non-profit agencies, governments, and criminal enterprises to interact in the digital world. A good way to think about ICT is to consider all the uses of digital technology that already exist to help individuals, businesses, and organizations to use information. That is concerned with the way to different uses that can work with each other. For example, personal computers, digital televisions, and more. Having a unified way to communicate is one of the goals of ICT. In terms of economics, ICT saves companies a lot of resources, time, and money with the kind of communication technology they use nowadays. And that's all for the history of ICT.
So good day everyone. By the way, I am Renalyn Huminis and my discussion for today is all about the uses of ICT or Information Communication Technology in our daily lives, particularly in communication and job opportunities. Okay, now let's start with communication. But before that, let's define first what is communication by the way. So according to my research, that communication is transferring of information from one place, person, or group to another. So it means it is an exchanging of information and it involves a sender and a receiver. Okay, let's go back to our topic, which is the uses of ICT in communication. So, we all aware that ICT plays an important role in our communication. So, if we're going to look back our parent times, they are not as fortunate enough, unlike us today, in terms of ICT. Because as you can see before, our parent would send letter over post mail. But today, we are very fortunate enough because of the improvement of ICT. It is very easy for us to communicate with our loved ones, friends, even if they are far away from us. With the help of ICT, nowadays, we can communicate through chatting, email, voicemail, and social networking. Just like for example, in our new learning modalities. So, because of the pandemic, right? So, the teachers and the students cannot meet personally due to pandemic happen. But with the help of the ICT, we can have now our Google Meet, Zoom, in which teacher and students can still communicate each other. And also the students can use ICT to monitor and manage their own learning. They can think creatively, solve simulated real-world problem, communicate, and can make ethical decisions. That's all for the short discussion for the uses of ICT in communication. Now let's proceed to the uses of ICT in job opportunities. So, in the employment sector, information communication technology or the ICT allows business to operate more efficiently in the workplace. Therefore, employing staff with ICT skill is important to the smooth running of any business. Employee who can efficiently use ICT or the staff who can perform or who have the basic skill of ICT have more time to focus to other aspects of their jobs. Like for example, many pharmacies use robot technology to assist with picking prescribed drugs. This allows highly trained pharmaceutical staff to focus on jobs requiring human intelligence such as dispensing and checking medication. So nowadays, it is very important to learn basic skills in ICT because today employers expect from their employees to have a basic skill in ICT, in which this expectation is not required before in finding a job. So that's why today, if you are expert in using basic skills in ICT, you are fortunate enough, especially in finding a job. As we can say, getting a job nowadays is much easier. You can simply use your cell phone, your laptop, or any gadgets that you have. So, imagine how much ICT has improved in our daily lives. ICT makes our life easier. And I think that's all for today's discussion about the uses of ICT in our daily lives. I hope you learned something and thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Fernandez Loricel, and let's talk about the uses of ICT in our daily lives, particularly in education and in socializing. Of ICT in education. In today's society, people as consumers of ICT all strive for one dream, the dream of connected life.
Education, it has been proven that the use of ICT in the classroom increases the motivation of the students, showing more interest in becoming more involved in the areas they study. ICT enables the use of innovative education resources and the renewal of learning methods, establishing a more active collaboration of students and a simultaneous acquisition of technological knowledge. Key issues to remember in relation to the importance of ICT in education are e-learning or online learning. ICT brings inclusion. ICT promotes higher order thinking skills. ICT enhances subject learning. ICT use develops ICT literacy and ICT capability. ICT use encourages collaboration. ICT use motivates learning. ICT in education improves engagement and knowledge retention. ICT use allows for effective differentiation instructions with technology. ICT integration is a key part of the national curriculum, and we live in a knowledge economy. Uses of ICT in socializing. Socializing allows social entrepreneurs to continuously connect with the people they wish to empower in a direct and engaging way. It works as a network to connect more and more people together from all over the world. 6 areas where it helps students and teachers in collaboration. Their interest in learning grows. Interactivity, collaboration between students. They enhance creativity, increase communication, personalization, and content up to date. Technology affects our social skills. In what way? The more time we spend with devices, the more our social development suffers in the areas of relating and interacting with others and compliance with direction and ability to help others. Technology also causes social isolation. Individuals with a higher social media usage are more than 3 times as likely to feel socially isolated compared to those who use social media less frequently. ICT will continue to be a significant part of our future as it connects itself to more and more parts of our lives. It continuously evolves and changes where we like to use ICT for personal growth, creativity, and joy.
Hi everyone! So by the way, I'm Kesiah, Secretario, and I will be reporting the impact of ICT in the society. So let's talk about the positive impact and negative impact of information and communication technology. So, what is the positive impact and negative impact of information communication technology in our society? So there are many positive impact and negative impact, okay? So the positive impact of information communication technology is first access to information. So it increase in access to information and services that has accompanied the growth of the internet. So that is the positive impact, okay? So second, improve access to education. So distance learning and online tutorials, new ways of learning, so interactive multimedia and virtual reality. And then third, new tools, new opportunities. So ICT gives access to new tools that did not previously exist. So example, digital cameras, photo editing software, and high quality printers, screen magnification or reading software enable partially sighted or blind people to work with ordinary text. And then fourth, communication, so cost saving. So we will have a lot of save because of this ICT. So that is the positive impact. And then instead of normal telephone, email and messaging, instead of post, video conferencing instead of traveling, to meeting, e-commerce website instead of sales catalogs, access to larger, even worldwide markets. So that is the positive impact, the communication, okay? So fifth, information management. It's data mining of customer information to produce lists of target advertising, improve stock control, resulting in less wastage, better cash flow, and etc. And then 6, security. So ICT solve or reduce some security problems. So encryption method can keep data safe from authorized people. So that is the use of the ICT, and that is the positive impact. Okay, so ICT allows people to participate in a wider, even worldwide society. And then distance learning, so student can access teaching materials from all over the world. And then last, creation of new, more interesting jobs. So example would be system analysis, programmers, and software engineers, as well as help desk operators and trainers. So that is the positive impact of the communication technology in our society. So let's go to the negative impact of information communication technology. So the first is job loss. So they said robot replacing people on assembly line. So because they said job export, data processing work being sent to other countries where operating costs are lower. So multiple workers being replaced by a smaller number who are able to do the same amount of work. A worker on a supermarket checkout can serve more customer per hour. If a barcode scanner linked to a computerized till is used to detect good instead of having to enter item and price manually. So that is the negative impact. There are many people replacing or robot replacing people. Okay, and then second, reduce personal interaction. So most people need some form of social interaction. So in their daily lives, and if they do not get the chance to meet and talk with other people, they may feel isolated and unhappy. So that is the negative, reduce personal interaction. So reduce physical activity. So this can lead to health problems such as obesity, heart disease, and diabetic. So the negative impact is reduce physical activity. It can lead us to health problems. And then and then cost. A lot of ICT hardware and software is expensive. both to purchase and to maintain an ICT system usually requires specialist staff to run it, and there is also challenges of keeping up with ever-changing technology. And then lastly, competition. This is usually thought of being a good thing, but for some organization, being exposed to greater competition can be a problem. Okay, so if the organization is competing for customers, donation, or other means of funding, nationally or even internationally, they may lose out to other organizations that can offer the same services for less money. So that is the negative impact of information communication technology in our society. So there are many more positive impact and negative impact of information communication technology, and I hope you will understand, and I thank you.